We got a brand new Doctor Who trailer, and all I can think is that this season is going to be a whole load of wibbly wobbly timey-wimey stuff. Take this scene in the trailer.
Stepping on a butterfly?
Well, that's not gonna happen, is it?
Oh, what's wrong?
We have Ruby stepping on a butterfly and suddenly time-changing evolution and her becoming something else. This is of course reference to the butterfly effect or butterfly paradox, the idea being that any small change can lead to massive effects, such as a butterfly simply flapping its wings could eventually lead to a hurricane. The paradox being that if you go back in time and change one very small tiny thing, everything will be drastically different. Now, Doctor Who has never really followed these rules before, and there are very obvious reasons for why they don't. If you have a show where you can travel through time, if every time you stepped foot in the past and that drastically changed the future, then the show would just fall apart. Instead, Doctor Who has a much more freer use of time travel. The general consensus being you can go back in time and interact with the world, and doing something won't drastically change the future unless it's a fixed point in time, the idea being that that moment must happen and therefore you can't change it, else the future would be different. It must always happen. And we've seen various episodes discussing fixed points, many Matt Smith episodes did, and episodes discussing the damages of not sticking to a fixed point, looking at You, Waters of Mars from the David Tennant era, and so to allow the show to carry on, the butterfly effect doesn't really work, and the 12th Doctor literally explains why.
Every choice I make in this moment, here and now, could change the whole future.
Exactly like every other day of your life. The only thing to do is to stop worrying about it.
Okay, if you say so.
But it's clearly happening here in the trailer. And now I do think there is some alien reason for this, and we see it happening again to what is being called the Bridgerton episode, so I reckon these are from the same episode. However, in saying that, it does look like this season's story arc might be that the rules of time are being changed, because we seem to be exploring lots of inaccuracies with time in this new RTD era. Just from the 60th specials alone, we had the fact that gravity was changed to mavity, which we saw the Doctor calling it in the Christmas special, as much as it really annoys me. And then in the church on Ruby Road, we also had time drastically change around the Doctor within a split second, with suddenly Ruby being eaten by the goblins in the past and never being fostered, and suddenly the entire flat is just completely transformed. And so I think this butterfly effect thing here shows that time is going to be messed around with around the Doctor throughout this season, and that will be the main premise. The trailer even says, suggesting this is not normal what is happening to time, and we should expect the laws to be different for this season. But then, why is this happening? Well, I think there's one of two possible reasons. First being the toy maker playing tricks again. We saw the Doctor unlock the darkness of the toy maker in Wild Blue Yonder, and then from the giggle we know the toy maker can mess with reality. He could very much be tampering with time after whoever picked up his tooth from the end of the giggle. The other option could be the return of the Trickster from the Sarah Jane Adventures. The Trickster is a creature from beyond the universe and plays with time that doesn't fit with the show's normal conventions of how time works. Instead, the Trickster creates an almost parallel world around a character, and uses of the butterfly effect fit right into this. One of the Trickster's brigade, the Beetle that attached to Donna Noble in Turn Left, created a parallel alternative reality around her from one small tiny act back in time that led to huge consequences, being she turned right instead of left, uses of the butterfly paradox. In the Sarah Jane Adventures, we saw the Trickster kill Sarah Jane when she was 13 and replace her with her friend, but he changed the history of the world so that any monsters Sarah Jane stops throughout her lifetime didn't end up happening in the world he created. Later, when Sarah Jane stops her parents from leaving, she returns to the future to see London completely destroyed by her tiny effect of preventing the car from moving.
Who gave this planet to the Trickster?
And we see a similar thing happen in the trailer with the Beatles episode. And at the end of the trailer, when we see lots of different versions of Ruby Sunday, along with the fact that Ruby's supposed mother is wearing a black cloak with a hood, which is exactly what the Trickster wears, might suggest each episode will deal with a different alternative reality of time changing around them caused by the Trickster. And in the finale, they realize everything with time is completely messed up, and the Trickster finally reveals himself to the Doctor. If this is the case, I think it would be so cool because the Trickster deserves to be in Doctor Who, and I'm shocked that he hasn't appeared in Doctor Who up to this point. But anyway, guys, that's the end of this video. I hope you have enjoyed it. If you have, make sure that you smash that like button down below and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Guys, let me know down below in the comments, what do you think about this? Do you reckon that the Trickster is behind all of this weird butterfly effect reality time-changing shenanigans that is going on in this season? Or do you reckon it's the toy maker? Or do you reckon something else is going on? Let me know all your thoughts down there. And as always, we've been here on Gate of Theories. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.